Yes, hands are said to give away your age and are something we should all look after, but are tempted to neglect, especially in the winter months. We've got gloves on, but they are on show pretty much all year round. And so I'm delighted to have Sarah Davies with us this morning to give us all the hints and tips on looking after your hands, but also on your nails as well, because it's, you know, all ladies like to paint their nails, and it's also something quite fashionable, isn't it? Different trends come and go, and it can be forgotten as well, so we can discuss that. So first of all, what are the latest trends for nails?
Well, obviously there's everything from nail extensions, or if you want to keep your own and, you know, protect and nourish your own, then we have a brilliant range from Zoya without the chemical toxins and this colour lock system.
Well, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but just
Yes.
touching on the extensions, because I know that's something that's, you know, been incredibly popular the last couple
Very
of
popular.
years, but actually now it's getting a little more fashionable to keep them nice and short and sweet, isn't it?
That's true, yeah. So the long nails are actually not in as well as the short nails. Obviously, winter time it was the darker colours. Obviously, coming into spring, it's more the lighter pastel colours.
Fantastic. Now we actually have a look at a VT that you did on one of our lovely regulars not too long ago in your own salon, aren't we?
Yes. Yes, this is a manicure that I'm performing on a client. First of all, obviously, we're going to be taking away any residue off the nail, any nail polish that was left on, to give the nail base a clean finish. Obviously, filing the nail is very important. This helps to strengthen and encourage nail growth. Even if your nails are quite short, it's very important to give them a quick file. I'm applying a nice mask here. This is very nourishing for the skin. You don't just look after the nails on the hand, you need to really concentrate on the skin because the skin is so fine. I'm leaving the mask on for about 5 to 10 minutes to penetrate into the skin. This will help nourish. Obviously, sometimes with using our hands in water or chemicals, they get very dry, very cracked. This is quite important to do a mask on a regular basis. Maybe once a week to once every 2 weeks. Of course, then we're going to apply a lovely hand cream. This is very nourishing again, and this just helps to seal the skin and protect the skin. It's ideal to do a hand cream, I'd say at the end of the day, perhaps get into a routine before you're going to bed, just to apply just for a few minutes and to give your hand a quick massage. It also has a very relaxing effect. The cuticles on the nails, we do have to look after these as well because they do grow and do become cracked, and also they do dry out. So I'm just removing the cuticle here off the nail bed and gently pushing the cuticles back. Once I've applied the oil and tidied the cuticles, I'm just preparing the nail base to put our Zoya base coat on. This is very important before any polish. This helps to protect the nail base and also to help the polish to last a lot longer. And here I'm just applying a nice pink colour to the nails. I always apply 2 coats because this will last a lot longer. And then here, obviously, that's also very popular is nail art. And then to seal the polish, I'm applying a top coat, and there we are, there's the finished product.
So fantastic bright colours, and like you said, they really are quite fashionable at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, very popular.
Now, are all colours compatible with all skin tones, or have you got to be careful?
You do have to be careful. Different skin tones, different colours will enhance a colour. So, for instance, a pale skin tone, you wouldn't really go for a pastel blue colour,
right?
Because that will make your skin look quite cold and pale.
All right. Okay.
If you have a nice, rich tan skin tone, you can go for more rich, bolder colours.
Right. So, as a general rule, then the darker the skin tone, the more you
Yes.
can get away being bright and
Yes.
experimental. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
that's an
definitely.
excuse to get a tan as well, if ever I heard
It is,
one.
yes.
Now, what sort of tips would you really give for hand care? Because we all know that we should wear rubber gloves when we do our washing up, and we should put moisturiser on before bed. But is there anything else? Because they're so easily to get neglected, aren't they?
Very easily. And Lush also are helping here with obviously the hand creams that they're bringing out, and obviously the cuticle balms as well that you're giving away today. So yeah, we do need to keep on top of our cuticles, we need to keep on top of our nails, make sure we're cutting them regularly and filing them, and also applying this lovely hand cream here.
I'm just having a look at these hand creams there now. Lush are known for sort of using really, really natural products.
Very natural.
And that's why usually they have a use-by date that a lot of cosmetics don't have.
No, exactly.
Because they are so fresh. Now this cream is gorgeous, it's very, very rich, but they have a selection, don't they, at Lush? They've got the Smitten one there, which is a lot more lighter, and this one that I'm using here, which smells amazing and is a little bit more rich. So you can really use what it is you feel you need.
This one here is healing hands. So this is somebody who is looking for that bit, you know, that more out of a hand cream.
Slightly more intense hand cream.
Somebody who has got cracked skin, who maybe is using their hands in water a lot of the time, whereas the Smitten is one that you can use on an everyday basis.
Oh, fantastic. So maybe use this one, maybe, as you say, if you have extra dry hands, or at the end of the day. Because it's gorgeous, it's so rich, it does sink in nicely.
They're very rich.
But yeah, but it'd be fantastic for night. It's a real intense treat.
Yes.
Now we're talking about colours, and I'm somebody who doesn't like my bright colours, but there's a new range of nail varnishes out that are really encapsulating that fashion at the moment, aren't they?
Zoya here, they pride on not using the toxic chemicals like toluene or camphor in these products.
Right.
They're very safe to use. So if someone was during pregnancy wants to be cautious, this is a good product to use.
See, I wouldn't even think if you were pregnant, not that I've ever been pregnant, but I wouldn't think that it would affect what nail varnishes you can use.
No, because of the toxic chemicals in them. Obviously you're inhaling them, so it's obviously just to go on the side of caution. They've brought out this lovely summer range here, so we've got all our new bright summer colours that you can get away with when obviously the weather brightens up a little bit more.
Well, you know, if you're not as confident having nail varnish on your hands, always get away with it more on your toes, can't you? That's something that you can really experiment with and really afford to be a bit more, you know, creative with as well. So that's what I'd say, really. There's no excuse for not getting involved if you don't want it on your hands as such, because particularly if you're in a professional environment, you might not want to go in with bright pink nail varnish if you're a lawyer or a teacher, but you know, nobody's going to see your feet until you go out and, you know, put some sandals on. So it's fantastic. And these have a lovely sort of iridescent sheen to them, don't they? So sort of, will that catch the light then throughout the duration of you wearing them?
And I mean, a lot of clients do say to me as well, oh, I'm a bit nervous about having that type of colour because of it chipping or, you know, after a few days. But this colour lock system is fantastic. And a lot of people that I've done the treatments on have said, I'm really impressed with it. It's lasted longer. You know, you can get a top coat just to keep reapplying and it lasts a lot longer. So that's another thing I think people are a bit wary about having a colour.
Have you got that on now at the moment?
I have, yes.
It's lovely. I can just see it's shining.
Nice.
You won't be able to see that on camera, but they really are dazzling, so that's fantastic.
I've treated myself.
And like you said as well, with you know, although pregnant women might not want to inhale it, if you've got sensitive breathing or, you know, young children, you might not want them to inhale the fumes. So that's
it's great. I use
idea.
these obviously on pamper parties on children as well, so that's confidence for their mum and you know, their parents.
Definitely. So moving on to the final range here, which is equally as bright and dazzling.
Yes, Zoya, again, this is the colour lock system that what we do here is we're preparing the nail with our nail varnish remover, and then we have our base coat, our ridge filler for somebody obviously with hard nails, maybe more for the toes.
Okay, so ridge filler, does that create a smooth base then? So, because obviously I have ridges, I'll be honest, and sometimes when I paint, it sort of isn't a smooth and glossier coat, and then you capture it more in the light, so that will actually just create a completely smooth base.
Yeah, obviously for a successful colour you do need to prepare the nails, so yeah, with a drier ridge, go for the ridge filler. And then obviously we have our UV top coat, and then with people that are in a hurry, like we all are, we have no patience, there's a hurry up droplet here which you just pop on the nails, which makes them dry in 5 minutes.
I've heard some tips there, you'll be able to tell me if these are true or not. Putting your nails into freezing cold water with ice is apparently meant to make them set quicker. Is that true?
Yeah, definitely.
And flinging them around like that apparently doesn't do anything at all. Is that true as well?
No, I think that's just a myth.
Yeah, well, I know everybody I know does that for ages, and it's good exercise, I guess, but that's essentially all it is. So no, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for talking us through all of that.
Okay.
And just touching there on the UV, you were saying UV light, can that really affect your nails?
Yeah, I mean, with obviously people that have nail extensions, they use UV lights to set the nails, set the gel. So yeah, that's used a lot in nail care.
Brilliant, okay. Well, thank you so much again, Sarah, fantastic, and I'm sure we'll all be experimenting over the weekend with our nails.